All right. Thank you so much for joining us for the E3 supervisor training. Today, we're going to walk through E3, which will be our new HRIS system replacing Paycom. There are a few things that are super important for us to get taken care of. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can and so we can discuss them. And if someone can give me co-host rights. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So first, hey, we got to talk about some of the cleanup business when it comes to Paycom. So there's a few things that we need to get taken care of because starting July 1st, we'll be releasing E3. So tomorrow, June 30th, will be our very last day in Paycom. So there are a few things that we want you as leaders to get taken care of and make sure that your staff and your people are taken care of too. First of all, we want to make sure that you complete all your timesheets, any timesheets that are due. Please have them submitted on time by June 30th. I'm sure Jesse will really appreciate that. So get everything submitted in. If there's any mileage expenses that you have not submitted, please make sure that you go ahead and you submit that form so we can get your mileage taken care of. In the future, going forward, when it comes to E3, you'll need to submit your mileage on a weekly basis or every pay period basis. So you can't hold on to it for a month, 2 months, 3 months. We want to make sure you take care of that within the time period or the pay period that you actually use that mileage. Make sure that you update all your personal info. With our staff trainings, we talked about going into Paycom and making sure your address is updated, any personal information that would transfer over to E3. Of course, you have an opportunity to make sure it's updated when it gets over to E3, but just to ensure a very smooth transition and implementation, just make sure that all your most current information is updated. And then if you want to, there's any documents that you want to download from Paycom. I know for me, my performance reviews are extremely important. I want to go back and look at some of those compliments my leader may have gave me or suggestions on how I can improve. So download any documents that you need from Paycom. In regards to leave, don't worry about your leave. Your leave banks will be transferred. But what we're asking is that if you have any vacation dates or any leave requests that you're set to take after July 1st, you're going to have to re-enter those into E3. Don't worry, they've already been approved by your people leader, but we want to be able to take those dates and transfer them to E3, and we can't do that during the implementation process. So we ask that you update that when you get logged into E3. You may not see the correct leave balance. That won't update until we go through 1 or 2 pay cycles, and then you'll see your vacation bank and all your time set up appropriately. All right, but don't worry about it. We'll make sure that we'll take care of you. All right, so that's everything that we need to take care of when it comes to Paycom. So let's dig into E3. There's one primary area that we want to make sure our leaders are prepared to do, and that is to approve timesheets and also to approve mileage. As we get more accustomed to E3, there'll be future trainings as far as like reporting, and also workflows and things like that. But for right now, just for the next few weeks, we just want to make sure you're ready to approve timesheets and approve the time that your people needs on their payroll. All right. So this right here is the My Team page. So when you log in and you go to My Team right up here at the top, all right, there's a few areas that you'll be able to explore. When you get logged in, you might want to explore the manager's dashboard. That's going to give you some very good information as far as what's going on with your team. With the workflow approvals, this is where you're going to go to approve any type of leave request. But today, we're going to spend most of our time looking at timesheet approvals from the team view, right, which gives you an overview of your team together, and then also timesheets, which is available in the individual views. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so right here from My Team, I'm gonna go ahead and click on My Team. I'm gonna go down to my timesheet approval. Okay. There's not really a lot that's loaded in here, but you'll be able to kind of get the gist of how it's going to work. All right. So from My Team in the timesheet approval, I have a list of all my employees that are listed right here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select Jim Halpert and take a look at his timesheet. Now he hasn't submitted any time, but of course, you know, we understand how to do that because we learned that through the staff training. But if he said, say like we're going through this week right here, I would go through and just verify and make sure that all his time is corrected. I'll have an opportunity to adjust his time if need be. So I can easily just input the time right there and it'll let me know that right there, Jim has 4 hours available. And then let me go ahead and I'm gonna make sure that I clock them out for lunch too. So we have an example here. There we go. And 5 p.m. There we go. All right. So I got a whole day's worth. Ooh, let me change that to PM. There we go. All right, there we go. All right. So I got an 8-hour shift loaded for Jim. Now I can go right here to more. If I was to go into more, here I can see a breakdown of that particular day. What was his clock in and clock out times? You see, I have his first half of his shift, went out for lunch, came back from lunch, finished the rest of his shift. If he submitted any type of mileage, that would be listed right here by add amounts, or actually it'll be listed right here, right below the time. I can easily edit this time from this screen. If I click on this little button right here, this little edit pencil right there. If there's anything missing as far as mileage, I can click on add amounts. There we go. And I'll be able to make corrections to any mileage claims that Jim might have. Okay. And we cover that also in our staff training as far as how to do your mileage. So we'll have that available as a video after the training. Okay, so there's a few things that I can do once I have all the time verified and everything looks good for Jim. There will be an option to affirm and approve his timesheet right here. I'll also have the option to submit the timesheet on Jim's behalf. Of course, we want our employees to submit their own timesheets, but you have the ability right here to submit it so you can go ahead and approve it. Okay, let's see. Now, another way that you'll be able to approve timesheets, going to the My Team page. All right, I can go right here to timesheet approval grid. This is a very interesting page. Right here, I get a breakdown or an overview of what's going on with my team. If you see someone with 2 reds, that means it hasn't been submitted, hasn't been approved. If it's all green, it's been submitted and approved. And if it's in yellow, then that means it's been submitted, but I haven't approved it yet. So it gives me a breakdown as far as what times has been submitted. I can easily click on one of my employees right here. There we go. There we go, Jim. All right. So with that, by clicking on that little envelope, I can actually send this employee in an email. Say, hey, Jim, I'm still waiting for you to submit your timesheet, but I haven't received it. From here, let me go ahead and make sure I close that off. There we go. From here, I can click on Jim once again. All right. And I get back to the timesheet if I want a view of that timesheet. There's different ways that you can view the information. You have your day view. Nope. There we go. All right. So I can just look at that particular day. Also, I have the week view. That's available also. And then back to the calendar view. That's where it's defaulted. So we'll always default back to the calendar view. And then also there's a view for clock punches. Okay.
Melvin,
and then another...
Melvin, someone has their hand up. Dion has her hand up.
Yes. Okay, Dion, and your question?
Yes, hi. Thank you for this, Melvin. I just have a question. Does this mean with this new system, we will no longer be requesting for punch changes, since as supervisors, we can now edit from our end?
Yeah, so the supervisor can edit from their end. There's no way for the employee to request a punch change unless they communicate that through an email or something like that, or let their supervisor know, hey, this punch was incorrect and I need your help getting it corrected.
Okay, that's great news. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Ignacio, what should we show next?
Well, it's up to you. Those are the 2 main things that we need. Just approving the timesheet and entering in your own time. And those are the 2 easiest things. But that's what we're really going to be focusing on for the first 2 weeks. Once we roll out more items, then more things will be available to you as well.
All right. Good stuff. All right. So let's see. Let's go back and let's take a look. So once again, you got your team views. So there's several different ways that you can go. The timesheet approval, you can get the timesheets that way. Timesheet approval grid will also give you a different view of timesheets to get to your team. Under individual views, timesheets, let's take a look at what that looks like. But there's all types of ways that you can get to the timesheet. All right. Of course, from here, you'll be able to look at your own timesheet. So you'll be able to submit your own. Okay. I can click on different employees. Let's see. Let's go back to Jim. I'm going to keep using him as an example. And it pretty much sends me to the exact same pathway. I can look at weeks that he hasn't submitted, click on it. All right. And have an opportunity to make those changes and updates. This is where I will go to look for the mileage. Pretty simple, pretty simple. As an added note, we want to make sure that we let our direct reports know that the only way for those that are hourly, the only way for them to clock in is from the app. So there isn't an option to clock in from the desktop. So it's very important that everyone downloads the E3 app on their work device or even their personal device. I know there might be some concerns, or someone might say, oh, you know, this is my personal device, and, you know, I may not want to download that app. Most of our cellular plans have unlimited data. It doesn't really use a lot of data, so it shouldn't be any problems or concerns there. But that is the only way that an hourly employee would be able to punch in, and that is through the app. Okay. All right. What questions do you have?
Melvin, we have a few in the chat, if I
Yep.
could read those off.
Please.
Yes, so the first question is, do we need to reapprove any time off past that's already been approved at payroll?
Nasir, you want to answer that?
Yes, we do. If anybody requested time off after July 1st, the employee has to resubmit it again in E3 and you have to reapprove it there.
Okay.
Thank you.
And let me just show that screenshot let me just show that very fast. There we go. Okay.
The E3 app is already downloaded onto your work device.
Mm-hmm.
Ignacio, you're saying that if they have a submitted request before July 1st, it'll already be in E3, or we also have to redo those?
The employee also has to resubmit that in E3, anything after July 1st.
Oh, anytime they're, okay, got it, thanks.
Yeah. Mhm.
Got it. There we go. And in order to approve those request leaves, you're going to go up here to workflow approvals. This is where it will appear. And then once you're in workflow approvals, you see right here, you're going to have this carousel of your employees. You'll just click on employee so you can see their individual views. You see right here in the upper right-hand corner, this is where you will choose approve or deny that request. And of course, you would add comments there. Over here, you get a little breakdown and understanding of what the employee is, why they're asking for the time off. Looks like Greg wants to go to the Grand Canyon with his kids. I think that's a wonderful idea. All right, so that's a request from Greg. And then once you approve that and everything looks okay, you just go ahead and click approve. And it'll be added to their leave calendar. Okay.
Melvin, if you want to show the who's going to be out also.
Oh, the who's going to be out. Oh, got it. All right, so let me go there. Give me 1 second. All right, so my team, who is going to be out? There we go. All right. So from right here, you can get a snapshot view of your entire team as far as what dates they may have on the calendar. Leave requests that are pending. They'll show up with a little square, a little yellow square in front of that date. That will let me know as the people leader that I might want to look at that leave and see if I need to approve it. The ones that are in blue is days that the employee will be all or partially absent. So those are days that they already have off. So this is, you can kind of look at a linear view of where your people are going to be at for that particular day. And that's available through my team. Everything you're going to do is through my team. And then who is going to be out. Pretty cool. Another one, let me see. Ignacio, for people leaders who have direct reports, remember how you're able to go and you look at everyone's different timesheet? That'll be under timesheet approval or timesheet approval grid?
I don't remember. Try timesheet approval.
Okay. Oop, let me try again. Okay, it would normally be up here.
Is
Let
it
me
acting as?
acting as, let me see. Let me just use this screenshot over here. There we go. So this is what you would see. So let's say that you're a program manager and you have supervisors who have direct reports. You'll be able to use this drop-down menu to act as your direct reports and to see their team's timesheets that might need to be approved. So this would only appear for people who have direct reports that have direct reports. So when you log in, if you don't see that, then it might be because your direct reports don't have direct reports. So that's why in this particular screenshot you can see it, but in my profile I can't see it because I don't fit that profile. Okay. What other questions do we have in the chat?
Another question we have is, if you're off on Friday and not set to return until July 6th, should one enter vacation hours upon return?
Yes.
Wonderful. Next question, would we be notified when an employee submits an RTO, or would we need to periodically check our team?
An RTO, is that like a request off, request to take time? I mean, this is a
Request to-
co-acronym, but I've never heard it. Yes, you will receive an email through the system.
Perfect. Can salaried folks still do a general block of time as opposed to constantly clocking in and out all day?
Salary folks are not.
Salaried employees will not be clocking in and out. We will
Mhm.
only be entering our total hours worked for the day.
So be real clear, like, so there's no punches, there's just total hours worked. So you're gonna have to think on your feet for a minute to say, yeah, if I work from, 8 to 4, okay, I got 8. If I 8 to 5, 8.5, you're gonna be doing the math yourself and blocking it in, right?
Correct.
I believe that's all the questions from the chat. Continue to put them in if you have more questions.
There we go. And also, if you can do me a huge favor, Mimi, if you can go ahead and post the E3 manager resource guide. So a lot of the
He's
training
got it. It's in
material.
there. It's in there. Trajan's
It's in
got
there? Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you, Trajan. Thank you. All right, perfect. All right. Well, that's about it. Timesheet approval grid. Who's going to be out, so I can see who's I can get a linear view of what's going on with my team. Under individual views, you still have access to timesheets. Everything else, we'll kind of leave that up to you to explore. And of course, we'll have some future trainings, but if we can nail down the mileage and also get in our timesheets, like Ignacio said, we'll be okay.
That is the focus for the first 2 weeks. As we roll out more items in the system, then we will be having more trainings as well.
Mm-hmm. All
I
right.
have a quick question about mileage that I heard from the staff meeting. It was something about they have to take a screenshot of the map and upload it. Is that for all of the mileage?
Yes.
Okay, so every client, if they see out in the field, they have to take a screenshot, or can they do like a whole, adding destinations in one screenshot?
They can do adding destinations and add one screenshot because it shows a look at what you did the entire day. And you do have to have in the justification center, you have to put where you went from where to where with the client numbers and things like that.
Thank you.
Very close. And they'll add that right here. There we go. Let me put in 12 miles, automatically updates. From here, upload my picture, add the file. Here we go. Any other questions? And to let you know that we will be running what we call clinic hours. So we are going to have a Zoom link from a certain time. So we're trying to figure out a good time slot. So for example, we might have a Zoom link available from 8 to 11. So you can hop in with your questions after E3 goes live. So we'll most likely do that once we come back from the break. So July 5th, 6th, and 7th. And just pop in, and a PSS member will be there to help you kind of walk through. We'll have you share your screen so you can have a tactile experience with E3, and we can walk you through and show you a few things if need be.
And this goes live on the 5th?
The first.
First. Ooh.
Mhm.
Yeah, some of us are working on the 3rd.
There you go.
Not a lot of us, but some of us.
Some of
will
us
be
are
here
working.
on the 3rd.
Yeah, I'm there. I know the drill.
All right, perfect. Ignacio, anything you want to say to wrap us up, and we're going to make sure
Yeah,
we get the resources
it's a
up?
very intuitive system, as you guys have seen. You just have to kind of, if something looks confusing or you think it's confusing, just take 1 second, look back, and then look at it and read, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I promise you, and you can't break anything because you don't have access to make any changes in here, right? Other than the timesheet. And if the timesheet's wrong, your employee will let you know and say, hey, what do you mean I only worked 10 minutes? I was here 10 hours this week, right? They'll let you know. So you should be all good. I just, just take the time to go in there, take a look. Again, the big focus this next 2 weeks are putting in your time, approving your employees' time at the end of the 2-week period, and approving their mileage. And there's, the push on the mileage has moved over to a lot of ownership for the managers now, right? So it's really up to you as the manager to go in and view the mileage that your employees are putting in, making sure that they've uploaded the picture, making sure that it's correct according to CB policy, and then you can approve it from there. Okay, because if there's mistakes down the line, we're going to come to you guys. Well, not me, but someone who manages that is going to come to you guys and be like, hey, this is wrong. What are we doing? And we will be putting some trainings and stuff on the homepage of E3. So you'll be able to see them there next week. So when you log in on the home screen, there's going to be a news feed. And in that news feed, we're going to put the top 3 or 4 trainings that we've been discussing. So you have them in one place. So you can go look at it there and then do it. And then look at it there and then do it. If 2 screens really helps with that, because you can watch the training on one screen and then mimic it over on the other screen as well.
There we go. And just pay attention to your inbox. We'll be sending out communications through cbu@allforkids.org around 10 o'clock after Ron's email. So anything about trainings or clinics that are available or any help, we'll make sure that we'll put it in your inbox.
And I'll thank you to the whole team that put this together. I know this is kind of the last of them, which is why I'm here, but you guys, it rocks, and this is important. And, I think just from a practical standpoint, none of us are going to get it perfect the first time. Melvin and Ignacio and Mimi and that whole team, they've been working with this for some time. They know this, and Dregine, they've been at this. So it's going to take a little bit. So give yourself a little grace to make the mistakes and say, and to not feel embarrassed if you have to reach out, because God knows I'm going to have to. So I'm just telling you, I'm going to have to reach out. So, and because this is different. And, once we get a month or 2 into this, it's like the cycles into it, under your belt, it'll be really, really easy. I have played just slightly with it. And it is actually far more intuitive than Paycom is. So eventually you'll figure that out. But, the start, just give yourself a little grace to say, I'm not going to get it perfect. I'm going to do everything that I can to get it right. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Nobody's going to get their hand slapped. We're just going to go, okay, we got to fix this. And how do we fix it? And how do we learn from it? Because that's how we learn, is by making mistakes sometimes too. So,
and I want to remind also, thank you, Ron. And I want to remind also everybody, the best part is it's a single sign-on situation, which means you're going to use your corporate email address and the same password that you use to log into your computer right now.
One password.
Right? One password.
And
even as supervisors, you will not have to log into a client side or an employee side. It's all right there on the same page under the My E3 or the My Team tabs. Literally, I just removed like 3 passwords from you guys.
That's right. Well, that's brilliant.
The same one.
And passwords that change at different times.
Yes.
Like,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah.
even crazier.
So when
Yeah.
when your password changes through the system, and you know how to do that already, you go through the authenticator app, you log in, you change your password for your computer. When you change it on your computer, you're going to use that new password to log into E3 as well. So download the app. The app is actually a lot of fun. It makes everything so much easier, even because it's a lot more intuitive. And I know everyone's on. I mean, I don't even use my computer for shopping anymore. It's so much easier on the app. So I would really recommend everyone, if you don't have a work device, please download it to your personal device as well.
Really quick, you said it goes live, but are we able to log in now or no? Because when Tina and I tried to log in, it wasn't working.
Yeah, we haven't set up that communication, but yes,
Okay.
you are able to log in now. You can be the first people to log in.
Nicole, go
Right?
quick.
Oh, go right now.
So, Melvin, do you want to put in the web address on the
Absolutely, So,
chat?
yep, let's put it in the
And then
chat.
save that web address link to your toolbar, or to your Google bar, or your Chrome bar, or whatever it is that you use. And when you
Thank you,
log in,
Dredgy.
just take it slowly. It's going to ask you just a couple of questions. You will have to use your authenticator. So remember that. It's going to ask you for your email address, your password, and your second authenticator, which is that authenticator app that we already use now to get into the Netgear, not Netgear. What is that thing called with the N?
Sonic Wall.
Thank you, Sonic Wall, the net extender. That's what it is.
Perfect. Okay, before we go, if you're interested, I'm gonna 624-061. I'm sorry, now I'm saying my password. That's how I do it.
And we will send out the mass communication tomorrow to all employees to let them know that they can go ahead and go in and log in. But since you guys are all here and we just finished it.
Is the login your email, or what would
The
be the
username
login?
is your email address, and the password is the password that you use to log into the computer. That
You do have
password
to
that
put
you
the
have to
full
change
email
every
address.
3 months. Tiffany, yay! She's in.
Got it. All right, I was going to log in and see if I could share my screen. If you don't mind,
See,
team.
Melvin knows how to share his screen on the phone. I don't.
Yeah, there we go.
Me sharing my screen on the phone is that thing, where they're like, "Oh, can you see my screen?" When they do that, remember?
Only the host can. Can somebody set me up where I could share from my phone?
Don't know.
No, that's either me.
Right now.
Thank you. All right. Only the host can share in this meeting. They won't let me share.
That has nothing to do with E3, people.
No, that's not E3. That's Zoom.
You can try it now, Melvin.
Try it now. Okay. You see the second Melvin Valentine? I should call him Junior, Melvin Valentine Jr. Okay, there we go. All right, screen. Okay. All right, there we go. So there's the app. All right. I click on my different teammates at the top there. There's Jim Halpert, loyal employee. He has no upcoming leaves. I can see his metrics. I can click back on myself. I can view my timesheet, look at my upcoming leaves, my metrics, calendar view. Oop, personal info. This is my hierarchy. I can swipe down and, oh, look, there's Ron. Okay. Over in the side.
Davis?
Let me see. And then over here, this is where our hourly employees will be able to clock in. You see that hamburger menu over there, the little 3-dash menu. And then, of course, when they come in right here on their profile, there'll also be an option for them to punch in or punch out. So straight from the device. Straight from the device. You know, taking now that I've logged in a couple times, and I know there's been some questions in regards to people clocking in on time. So take in consideration that you need to use, you're going to need your authenticator. So I would want to probably start logging in within 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes of me needing to clock in. So I would give that as best practice. Okay.
Is the authenticator allowed to be on a personal phone or no? Because if
Yes.
people have,
Yes.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, but you gotta get with IT.
I have it on mine.
okay. Just because.
You just have to get with IT for them to set it up for you.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
But if you're logging into on your personal device, you can get the authenticator from your work device also and use that same number. It's not a different authenticator.
That's right.
It's funny because if you have your work device there, you would just use your work device. But you know what I mean.
All right, good stuff.
Cool.
All right, team. Outside of us providing additional support tomorrow, you got all your resource documents. We put those in the chat. We're going to have a communication by 10 a.m. tomorrow for our hourly folks to let them know they got to start clocking in and out on the app. We'll send you out information about clinic times next week after we come back from the break. So just to know that we're 100% here to support you, and we'll definitely get this down. All right.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.